shadow in the silence, where your voice was never heard, like a dream that almost happened but disappeared without a word. We were standing in a moment that was never truly ours, just a trace of something fragile, fading like forgotten stars. We were close enough to feel something we could never heal. This is a song for a love that didn't exist, for the touch and the kiss we somehow missed. We were reaching through the dark, but never found the spark. Like a story left untold, like a hand I couldn't hold, still it echoes in the mist. A song for a love that didn't exist. I still hear you in the echoes of the nights that felt so real. Every maybe and forever was just something we could feel. We were walking on a thin line between truth and what we dreamed, but the silence fell between us and erased what could have been. Every word we couldn't say still refuses to fade away. Like a voice without a choir, still it lingers on my lips. A song for a love that didn't exist. If I could rewrite the night, would we finally get it right? Would we speak the hidden truth and give our hearts some proof? Or would we still just turn away like we always did that day? Some loves are never meant to be, just ghosts in memory. But here I stand with empty dreams, torn between the what could be's. Still I sing into the mist, a song for a love that didn't exist, a love we never brought to life, still sings through every night. quiet of a midnight room, where shadows dance with fading moon, I hear your voice but you're not there, just whispers floating in the air. We almost touched a dream so near, but something pulled us out of here. A fragile thread we couldn't hold, a story left untold. We were standing on the edge of us, but never learned to trust. These are echoes of love unborn, a silent cry before the storm. We were fire that never burned, a page of life that never turned. I still feel you in my soul, like a ghost I can't let go. We were everything yet none, echoes of a love unborn. I trace your name in memories, like broken lines of poetry, a melody without a sound, a lost and never found. Your eyes once held a world for me, a place we'd never get to be. Now all that's left are empty skies and unspoken goodbyes. We were reaching for the light, but faded in the night. These are echoes of a love unborn, a silent cry before the storm. We were fire that never burned, a page of life that never turned. I still feel you in my soul, like a ghost I can't let go. We were everything yet none, echoes of a love unborn. If time could turn and let us try, would we still just pass us by? Or would we finally dare to stay and not let fear lead us away? But time is cruel and We met in a whisper of midnight air, two strangers with a silent stare. Your eyes held something I couldn't explain, like sunshine hiding behind the rain. We talked like time was standing still, like fate was bending to our will. But deep inside I always knew this fragile dream might not come true. We had the chance within our hands, but never dared to make it stand. It was a moment that never became forever, a spark that faded into the dark. We were so close, but not together, just two lost souls without a mark. And now it lives in memory, a fleeting ghost of you and me. We almost touched what we deserved, but let it go with trembling nerves. Your laughter echoed through the night, a melody that felt so right. I felt your heart just next to mine, but never crossed that fragile line. We walked a road that had no end, between goodbye and let's pretend. Every silence spoke too loud, while truth got lost beneath the crowd. We turned away when we should have stayed, and watched our chance just drift away. It was a moment that never became forever, a dream that vanished in the air. We saw the light, we felt the weather, but lost it in our quiet fear. And now I'm left with what could be, a shadow of our destiny. We almost reached what hearts deserve, but let it fade without a word. If I could turn back time tonight, I'd hold you close, I'd make it right. I'd take the risk, I'd cross the line and finally say that you were mine. But time won't wait, it moves along and leaves behind an unfinished song, a broken chord, a silent plea of what we were and couldn't be. that moment pass us by, and all that's left I still remember is a moment that never became forever. We met in a whisper, the whisper of midnight air. Two strangers with a silent stare. Your eyes held something I couldn't explain, like sunshine hiding behind the rain. We talked like time was standing still, like fate was bending to our will. But deep inside I always knew this fragile dream might not come true. We had the chance within our hands, but never dared to make it stand. It was a moment that never became forever, a spark that faded into the dark. We were so close. There was a silence in the words we said, a fragile truth hanging by a thread. I saw the question in your eyes so clear, but neither of us dared to go near. We walked the line between wrong and right, holding back what we felt inside. Every moment just slipped away in the things we feared we couldn't say. We stood so close to something real, but never crossed what we could feel. It was a feeling that never found a way, lost in the night, too afraid to stay. We had a chance in our trembling hands, but let it fall like shifting sand. And now it's gone like a fading flame, a whispered echo without a name. We came so close, but drifted astray. A feeling that never found a way. There were nights when the world stood still, and every heartbeat said it will, but doubt would rise like a shadowed wall and break the courage before the call. Your touch was near, but never mine, a distant dream just out of time. We played it safe, we let it go, and lost a love we'll never know. We let it slip right through our hands, afraid to risk, to take a stand. It was a feeling that never found a way, lost in the night, turn back time tonight, I'd face the dark, I'd fight the fight. I'd say the words we left behind and free the truth we couldn't find. But time moves on, it won't return, and every lesson has its burn. Now all I have are dreams that stay, of what we lost along the way. Silence took the blame, and now your memory softly fades like evening light in distant shades. We almost lived what couldn't stay, a feeling that never found a way. So here I stand with empty hands, tracing the past like shifting sands, and all that's left in yesterday is a feeling that never found a way. Picture in a drawer tonight, faded edges, but your smile still shines bright. A frozen moment we try to believe in something we could never keep. We held on like it was meant to last, but time kept slipping through the past, and every promise we made back then was just a maybe dressed as when. I hear your laughter in the quiet dark, but all that's left are echoes in my heart. Truth and lies, with hidden tears behind our eyes. You said forever like it was real, but never showed me how to feel. I gave you more than I could afford, every silence, every word, but love can't live where hearts pretend it fades away before it begins. I tried watch you fade into the past, like a dream that couldn't last. Some loves never find their way, they slowly drift and fade to gray. And though your face still feels so close, you're just a feeling I miss the most. A memory I can't rise above. A memory without a love. I remember how you held my hand, like you'd never let me go. But even then, deep in your eyes, there was something I didn't know. You would smile but look away, like your heart was somewhere else. I was holding on to dreams you were keeping to yourself. I thought love was all we needed to make it through the night, but I was the only believer in something that wasn't right. Your heart was never mine to keep. No matter how I tried, I was reaching for forever while you were saying goodbye. I gave you all the love I had, every tear, every prayer so deep. But love can't stay where it doesn't belong. Your heart was never mine to keep. There were moments you felt so close, like we almost could be real. But every time I touched your soul, you pulled away from how I feel. I kept chasing what we had, or what I hoped we'd become, but I was dancing in the dark to a love already gone. I tried to read between the lines in every word you said, but the truth was in your silence and the tears you never shed. Your heart was never mine to keep. No matter how I tried, I was reaching for forever while you were saying goodbye. I gave you all the love I had, every tear, every prayer so deep. But love can't stay where it doesn't belong. Your heart was never mine to keep. If I could turn back time, I'd still fall just the same, even knowing in the end I'd be the one in pain. 'Cause loving you was worth it, even if you couldn't stay. Some hearts are only borrowed, then they slowly drift away. Your heart was never mine to keep, but I held it like my own. Built a world around your love. carry you in silence, like a truth I couldn't see. Your heart was never mine to keep, but it meant everything to me. I remember how you looked that night, like a dream within my reach. Every word you never said still feels like a silent speech. There was something in your eyes, like a love that couldn't stay, a fleeting spark between our hearts. Then it slowly slipped away. I tried to hold on to the moment, like it wouldn't fade with time, but some things are never meant to cross that fragile line. It's a memory of a love that never lived. Every piece of me you couldn't give. I was reaching for a life we never knew, holding on to something never true, like a story that was never written down, or a king without a crown. All I have are dreams I can't outgrow, of a love I'll never know. We were standing on the edge of us, with forever in the air, but the silence in your trembling voice said you were never really there. I kept chasing what I felt, like it had to mean something, but you were drifting further out on invisible broken wings. the wound I can't forgive. Every night I find you in my dreams, but you're never what you seem. I was holding on to every lie you gave, like it could somehow be saved. Now I'm left with echoes in the dark of a love that left no mark. So I'll carry this unfinished song through every lonely night, 'cause some loves never find a way to step into the light. And though it never came alive, it still lives inside. A memory I can't outgrow, of a love I'll never know. We sat in silence by the door, where love once filled the air. Two shadows falling on the floor, but nothing left to share. Your eyes were searching into mine, like they were begging me to stay. But all the truth we couldn't find just slowly slipped away. We held it in, we let it go, but never let it show. Between the words we never spoke, 1,000 tears were hiding. Every promise left unbroken, still quietly dividing. We were lost in what we felt, but too afraid to say. Between the words we never spoke, we let love fade away. I hear your voice in empty rooms, like echoes in the night. A fading tune, a lonely truth, that we gave up the fight. We built our walls with silent fears and watched them grow too high, till all that's left are unshed tears and one last long goodbye. We turned away, we closed the door on what we had before. Between the words we never spoke, our hearts were slowly breaking. Every chance we left in smoke was ours for the taking. We were close but worlds apart, with nothing left to say. Between the words we never spoke, we threw it all away. If I could go back to that night, I'd find the strength somehow to say the things we locked inside that haunt me even now. 'Cause love was there within our reach, but silence the truths we couldn't speak are lost and never found. Between us, every dream we left unbroke, still somehow couldn't save us. And though I try to understand how we just walked away, between the words we never spoke, we lost forever in a day. Now every quiet moment brings the echoes back to me of all the love and everything we never let it be. And in the silence I still hear the truth we couldn't show. Between the words we never spoke is where I miss you most. I was standing in your shadow while you looked the other way. Every word I kept inside me was too fragile just to say. You were living in a moment I could never be apart, so I held on to the silence as it slowly broke my heart. I was closer than a friend, but never more than then. Just a heart that loved alone in a place it never belonged. I was reaching out to you, but you never knew. Like a song without a sound, like a king without a crown, still I carried on my own. A heart that loved alone. I remember every glance, like a promise in disguise. Every smile felt like forever, but forever sold me lies. You were dancing with a future that I couldn't ever share. I was left here in the distance with a love that wasn't there. Every chance I let it hide was a truth I kept inside. Just a heart that loved alone, with a dream it called its own. I was holding on too tight through the endless night, like a flame without a fire, like a voice without a choir. Still I faced it on my own. A heart that loved alone. If I could turn the time around, would you hear my silent sound? Would you see what I conceal and finally know what I feel? Or would it all just stay the same? Another story without a name. Some hearts are meant to fall apart. love that never found its home still beats here all alone. We were young beneath the summer sky, chasing dreams that felt so high. Every moment, every touch seemed like it would be enough. You would laugh and hold my hand like forever had a plan. We believed in hearts that knew love was all we'd ever choose. Time kept moving silently while we stood still in between. When love slipped through time, right between your heart and mine, we were holding on so tight, but still let go without a fight. We had everything in line, but we couldn't read the signs. We built dreams on borrowed days, promises that slowly changed. Every word we left unsaid turned to distance in our bed. I can still recall your eyes, filled with truths we'd both denied. We were close yet far apart, two lonely souls in one old heart. Was it fate or just the years turning love into our fears? When love slipped through time like a song without a rhyme, we were dancing in the dark while the light fell all apart. We had chances left behind, lost between the space and time. Now I'm haunted by the day when love slipped through time and drifted away. If I could turn back every clock, I'd stop the second that we lost. I'd say the words I never said and hold you closer instead. But echoes fade and seasons change, and nothing ever stays the same. Still I feel you in the rain, like a ghost I can't escape. Now I walk these streets alone. Every place still feels like home, but you're a shadow in my mind, a love I couldn't keep in time. Still I hear your voice at night, soft and distant, out of sight, calling from a world we knew when forever still felt true. Fading
and couldn't stay.